couldn't help but notice how my computer screen showed a reflection of what was in front of it. I couldn't help but notice the thing hovering behind me. The thing became tinted red when my reflection brought the jagged object across his eyelids. Hey guys! I am Charlotte the Starlet. These are my girls, Angel and Greta, and this is my little boy Seth. Okay, for this video, we are gonna be reading another scary little creepypasta story. So get yourselves ready, strap yourselves in, because I found a real creepy one, in my opinion. Like, let me know if you guys found it scary too. Okay, this one is called Mirror, Mirror. I rushed over to the wall to flick the light switch. Something was in my room watching me. It was lurking somewhere behind me, sitting in the shadows and staring at me. Uh-oh. Are you sure though? Like, it could just be a pile of clothes in the dark. Like, I think we've all had a moment where we get in bed, turn the lights off, and then notice that our pile of clothes looks a little bit like a demon. That's all this could be. I'm just saying. This was more than just paranoia. There was definitely something there. Right. I could almost envision it wrapping its arms around me and dragging me into some terrifying abyss. I sat in my chair and stared at the shadow on the ground in front of me. I watched as another shadow slowly grew over my shoulder, never taking on any definite shape. I looked back up and stared at my computer screen. I thought maybe that if I believed it wasn't there, it would just go away. I'm sorry. Oh my god, that would be dope, bruh. That is great. Do you know how many problems that would fix? Like, how many problems have you had that you just don't want to deal with and you wish you could just pretend it wasn't there? Like, bills? I'm sorry, I don't believe in bills. Work? No thanks. I don't believe in work. School? Nah. I don't believe in studying. And then poof, they just disappear. Oh my goodness. Someone make this happen. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt the spooky vibes. I held my breath and tried to engross myself in reading the article on the website in front of me. I couldn't help but notice how my computer screen showed a reflection of what was in front of it. I couldn't help but notice the thing hovering behind me, staring at the back of my head. I could tell I knew it was there. What a sentence. I screamed and threw myself against the wall and slid to the bottom. How cliche. I was crying now, even more cliche. But I have to say, this really reminds me of one of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I think it was the 6th one, the Pizzeria Simulator. Oh my gosh, there was this part in it where you can play a mini game that's essentially kind of like Pac-Man, but as you progress, you start seeing flashes of the person you're playing as, which is this little blonde girl. And the more you play, the clearer each flash becomes. And eventually, you can see that she has a really sad and scared look on her face, but also there's also this big, scary, golden rabbit that's looming down over behind her. That is exactly how I am imagining this. You see what I mean? Anyway, scanning the room, I searched for the thing that was behind me, but found nothing. My room was empty except for a mirror. My eyes lingered on the mirror on the wall across from me. I watched my black fan twirl around and around through the mirror. I watched how the shadow of the fan moved all around the room. I watched how the mirror slowly began to tilt till I could see myself in it. Ooh, now that's kinda spooky. Imagine a mirror that looks at you instead of you looking at it. I watched as a dark, scaly hand grabbed my shoulder. Oh, this is just getting worse and worse. I don't think this is her imagination anymore. I was entranced by my own reflection. All I could do was sit there as I watched the black abomination cut my face. I screamed at my reflection to move as I watched a face made from the darkness itself whisper into my reflection's ear. I gazed in horror as my reflection stood up and walked to the window. I gasped in pain when he smashed the glass with his fist. I tried to hide my eyes when I saw him pick up a broken piece of glass. I tried to look away when he forced me to stare into his eyes. I sensed his thoughts in my head. So is she hearing voices now, or is she getting possessed? They said to me that if I was afraid to look, then I don't need to look. Everything became tinted red when my reflection brought the jagged object across his eyelids. Did he just stab his eye? Oh no. Yet there was no blood. Not for him. He just smiled. He walked back over to the black abomination. It again drew him near and whispered into his ear. I could see it chuckle. I cried in despair when I saw a tear roll down my reflection's face. I cried in pain when he jabbed the jagged glass into his throat. I awoke in a cold sweat and rushed to the wall to flick on the light switch. That's where it ends. Oh my goodness. That second half really got me. And completely unexpectedly. Like, you guys saw me. Through the first half, I was just here laughing and joking about it. But, oh, no. From the moment the reflection broke the window glass, I started to get uncomfortable. Like, oh my god. The worst part for me was the reflection stabbing and slicing open his eyes, which then made the real person, which then messed up the vision of the real person. How crazy would it be to have a reflection kind of act as a voodoo doll, and whatever your reflection does actually happens to you for real? Oh no, thank you. I would not be able to handle that. Oh my gosh. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'm still so creeped out, I cannot go on. Y'all don't understand. Oh my gosh. Worst part is I'm filming this at midnight, so makes it even worse. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed whatever that was. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and the notification bell a little kiss. And subscribe to become a Starlet. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram and Tumblr. And also, don't forget to join my Patreon if you want to get your name in every video. And if you want more exclusive and grown-up content, everything will be linked in the description. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye!